You know, when you think of Hollywood, a certain image probably pops into your head. Glitz, glamour, maybe a few movie stars casually walking down the street. But what's it really like when you're there on the ground? In this explainer, we're going to peel back that shiny movie set version and see what Hollywood is actually like for someone just walking its streets. Let's get into it.
Okay, so right off the bat, the disconnect is huge. You're kind of expecting to bump into a movie star, but instead you get a giant couch potato mascot waving at you. You're looking for red carpets and all that glamour, but what you find is the incredible local flavor of a place called Bangla Bazaar. And forget film sets, the real show is watching these tiny little delivery robots just weaving their way through the crowds. This is the Hollywood we're about to explore.
So where do we even begin to unpack all this? Well, we start with the communities. Because Hollywood, you see, isn't just one place. It's this amazing mosaic of completely different neighborhoods, and each one has its own story. I mean, this area is a true melting pot. You've got this massive, vibrant community of Koreatown, and then right nearby is Bangla Bazaar, a total hub for Bengali culture. And get this, I thought this was so fascinating. It's not just the people. Even the iconic landscape is imported. Those famous palm trees that you see everywhere, not from here. They were brought in from Mexico, Colorado, and the Canary Islands. It's like the perfect symbol for a city built by people from all over the globe.
All right, now let's head over to one of Hollywood's most famous landmarks, the Walk of Fame. And believe me, it's not just a tourist trap. There are some really incredible stories literally embedded right there in the sidewalk.
The first thing that hits you is just the sheer scale of it. We're talking nearly 2,800 stars lining the sidewalks, block after block. It's this permanent tribute to a century of entertainment history. But here's the thing. Out of those thousands upon thousands of stars, only one, just one, honors an actor of Indian origin, Sabu Dastagir. That single star really tells a powerful story about Hollywood's long and, pretty complicated history with representation.
So among all those stars set into the pavement, there is one very, very famous exception. One star that you will not find under your feet. And the reason why? Well, it's an amazing story.
It's just this incredible story of principle. Back in 2002, when Muhammad Ali was honored, he made a special request. He asked that his star not be placed on the ground because he couldn't bear the thought of people walking on the name of the Prophet Muhammad. And they listened. As a result, his is the only star that's mounted on a wall, right at the entrance to the Dolby Theater. What a powerful symbol of his convictions.
Okay, so let's shift our focus a bit. We've talked about the permanent stars on the ground, but now let's dive into the living, breathing, and often chaotic energy of the people who make the Hollywood hustle happen every single day. So you have to wonder, right? What really drives the day-to-day spectacle on these famous streets? I mean, what's powering this machine when the cameras aren't actually rolling?
Well, for starters, you get this wild glimpse into the future. You've got these little autonomous robots named Levy and Lens just casually rolling through the crowds, delivering food. It's such a surreal sci-fi moment happening right in the middle of this historic place. And the street has its own very specific sense of humor, and it is blunt. One performer was holding a sign that just said, "Tip me if your girl is hot." It's direct, it's kind of funny, and honestly, it perfectly captures the spirit of the boulevard's hustle. The street itself really has its own cast of characters. You've got your Spider-Man and Wonder Woman posing for photos, aspiring musicians trying to hand you their CDs, and people renting out Lamborghinis for that perfect Instagram shot. You throw in the t-shirt vendors and that giant potato mascot giving away hats, and you've got this complete, living, breathing ecosystem of hustle.
All right, let's pull back from the street-level view for a second and just look up. The Hollywood Hills are looming over the whole scene, and they represent a completely different scale of dreams and a completely different scale of dollars.
The financial scale here, it starts small, but it's steep. You want a fresh orange juice from a street cart? Okay, that'll be $10, please. And really, that's just your entry fee into the world of Hollywood prices. From there, the numbers just escalate fast. If you want to actually live here, the starting price for a house up in the Hollywood Hills is somewhere around $2 million. And again, that's just to get your foot in the door. And at the absolute peak of this market, you'll find these sprawling mansions with price tags of $100 million. I mean, the sheer concentration of wealth here is just, it's hard to wrap your head around.
So you have to ask, where does all this money even come from? Well, to understand that, we need to zoom way out. The economy of the state of California, all by itself, is a staggering $4.1 trillion. That is larger than the entire GDP of India.
Let me put it another way. If California decided to become its own country tomorrow, it would have the fourth or fifth largest economy in the entire world. That colossal economic engine is what makes the extreme wealth of the Hollywood Hills even possible.
So after seeing all this, what is the real Hollywood? Is it that polished, perfect fantasy we see on the big screen? Or is it something a lot messier, way more diverse, and a whole lot more alive? A kind of chaotic reflection of our modern world, from the street-level hustle to astronomical wealth. You know, maybe the reality is just far more interesting than the myth.